There's an intruder in my bed. Good morning. It is the 15th of May and it is a Wednesday, which would normally mean that I hang out with my sister all day, but she made alternate plans. And so I don't have any plans for the day other than there is an event at my kids' school called Muffins with Moms to celebrate Mother's Day, kind of. And I am pretty excited about that. So I don't know what I'm going to do today. The forecast all week up until today has been that today was going to be rainy, but now it's only supposed to be partly cloudy. So I don't know. I'm feeling kind of thrown because I call my sister in the morning to wake her up because she is unreliable with an alarm. So I call her the days that she has children in the house who need to get to school. And I was like, okay, and then we get to hang out all day. And she was like, just for a little while. So yeah, I don't know. I am kind of a brat, so now I don't even want to hang out with her at all. Which I know is ridiculous and so childish. But like, I'm sure she didn't just make these plans this morning. So why didn't she just send me a quick text when she made these other plans so that I would know, so that I wouldn't be planning on hanging out with her all day? Because I have a horrible time when my plans change. Not when something unexpected comes up. Like last week, we had the meeting happen that we both forgot about. And then the next day, I stayed at the school for my niece's ceremony. And like those were unexpected things. I don't mind so much when things come up. I mind more when there are plans that are broken and the person doesn't give me a heads up. Because if someone's like, not last minute, oh, hey, I'm canceling. Okay, fine. Like I can make a whole new plan. It's about 10 a.m. I am back home. Muffins with Moms was great. So, another thing this morning, I misplaced my keys. I did not lose them. I just put them somewhere safe, which means, of course, then I couldn't find them. Um, and I looked around frantically. I tore apart my bed. I looked through my bag and I checked all of my project bags except one. And then I called my sister and I said, I need you to be the best sister today and come pick me and my kids up. And so she started driving. And immediately after I called her and got off the phone and told my kids that Aunt Mandy was going to pick us up, I was like, wait a second, did I check this one fanny pack? Because I made the plan with myself that after Muffins with Moms, I would take myself to the park that has the 6 mile trail and I would just walk it. So I was going to take this to walk with. And I had put, instead of, you see how my keys are hooked on right now? I almost always hook my keys onto the outside of my bag so that I can easily locate them. Well, I have zipped them inside the main pouch. What was I thinking? Obviously, I wasn't. So, right after I got off the phone with my sister, I found my keys. So I called her back and told her, that of course I found my keys because my sister and I frequently find that we have to call the other person, make arrangements with the other person to deal with something. Let me tell you a story. So last week, um, my sister was working and I had her kids and she she had misplaced her keys in the morning. So her roommate was going to come pick her up from work and then they were going to swing by my house to pick up her kids. Fine. It's a lot of driving, but fine. Not my problem because I wasn't doing all that driving. Well, my sister got off work at 5 and her roommate had an interview at 5. And that was fine. I didn't mind holding the kids. So at 6, my sister called me and she said, "So, roommate hasn't made it into her interview yet. Would you mind picking me up at work and taking me and my kids home?" Fine. Did I want to do it? No, I didn't want to drive in rush hour to go pick up my sister and drop off her and her kids. Would I do it for her because I love her the best? Of course. So, get ready, start. I threw a fit, a little pouty fit, started getting ready, grabbed my keys and my phone and wallet and stuff. I was about to yell to all of the children that they needed to get in the car. And then my sister called me back and she said, "Just kidding. Roommate, they rescheduled her interview, so she'll be back later. So she's on her way to get me right now." Okay, great. That's pretty much the way it always works. If we have an issue that is like time sensitive, I needed my keys so I could take the kids to Muffins with Moms. If it's time sensitive, we call the other person, make, make requests of the other person. I feel like when I call her to ask for her help, I'm making a fool of myself. That's how I feel on the inside. I know I'm not. I know that's, ridiculous to think that way, but that's how I feel. So I have to make a fool of myself first, and then I will find the thing that I need. Or the thing that I need will happen. It always works that way. So I took myself to the school, and Gabriel just took himself inside because I trust him to walk through the parking lot and pay attention. I trust Mara as well, but I figured I would just hang out they have an area called the parent room where parents go for holding. Like if they have an event that starts, they do award ceremonies at 8:05. School starts at 8. So parents can't just be in the halls. So parents go to the parent room. So I was just going to go to the parent room, and Mara and I walked in together, and then I saw my niece run out of the gym and into the office, and I was like, "Well, that's strange." And then my son stuck his head out the door and he was like, "Hey, Mom, just right to the gym." Okay, so did I say that I was walking with Mara into the school to do all of this? Because that's what I was doing. And we're going to pause for a second so I can pick up something to work on, because I can't possibly tell a story without having knitting to go with it. I don't have any projects in my bag. Ugh. Okay, fine. We'll just work on this. My hair is crazy today. I don't know what. It's because it's my day off, so my hair's like, we do what we want. Whatever. I don't care if I look like a crazy person. If it really starts to bother me, I'll throw on a hat. But it's warm today. It was supposed to rain today, but it's not raining. I'm actually thinking of taking my kids to the park with the 6 mile walking place or the walking track, because they asked last week if we could go, and it just wasn't a good day for it. I don't know why it wasn't a good day. I just recall that it wasn't. I really don't want to start these socks. Okay, pause. It's not that I don't want to start those socks. I do. I want to start them today. I just don't want to start them while I'm talking with you, because when I am increasing the toe, I tend to look down a lot. And I know that I'm looking down a lot now, but I feel like I do it more when I'm increasing a toe. So this that I'm ripping out, that I'm about to restart, is going to be the base of a water bottle, kind of a purse thing, because when I'm walking, I take this fanny pack, and this holds my keys, my ID, my phone, and I've got spinning that lives in here, knitting lives in here in this big part, and then there's enough space for a couple snacks in here. There's not space for a water bottle. And sometimes I'm able to clip my water bottle onto the fanny pack, but sometimes I just have to carry it, and then I can't knit as well, and it's awkward. So I would like a water bottle cozy type thing that has a strap that I can wear when I'm walking. I kind of think that what I want to do is something like um, that has two straps, so I can wear it like a backpack, so that neither shoulder is getting worn out more than the other. So I might do that. I'll let you know. Or a front pack or something. I don't care if I look ridiculous when I'm walking at the park. Side note, I know that I could take myself to the park right now, but um, I left the school so late that by the time I got there, there would be a lot of people, and I would have time to walk the 6 miles, but then I would have to drive directly back to the school without time to like settle. So I'm opting not to do that today. Maybe if the weather is not terrible tomorrow, I will do it, although it's supposed to rain, but it was supposed to rain today and it's not. It's Michigan. I don't actually expect I don't expect to know what the weather is until I'm actually standing in it during springtime. And where was I in my story? So we went in about 10 minutes before the event was scheduled to start, and they told us we could just go ahead and grab our muffins and hang out with our kids and have good times. And they had a little craft for us. So they handed us this poem, If You Give a Mom a Muffin, which, if you haven't read it, I'm sure you can Google it. It's pretty great, and I'm actually kind of thinking of framing it. So, like, frame this, and then this is a picture frame craft that they had for us. So, my kids and I made this together. That's why things are not as straight as they could be. Gabriel put this 2 on, and it drives me a little crazy that the 2 comes off of the frame. Like, it doesn't even matter, right? It doesn't matter. It's fine. But it drives me a little crazy. So I'm going to print out a picture of us that I don't know which picture I should pick. Which one do you like best? Comment down below. Um, so yeah, one of those will be going in this frame, and that was a really fun craft, and they fed us. I had a bear claw. They had like muffins that you get from the grocery store in the 4-pack, so they had some of those. Gabriel had a blueberry muffin. Mara had a cinnamon roll from Panera. My bear claw was from Panera. So the school sent out letters home and um, like invitations to the event, and you were supposed to RSVP. Well, they got RSVPs back for about 50 moms to come with their kids, and I think that probably 80% of the moms at the school showed up. No joke. So when my sister and I got there, there were like 2 other families. By 5 minutes into the official start time of the event, the parents and students waiting in line for food to get their muffins and stuff was wrapped around the entire interior of the gymnasium, and at the doorways there were clusters. I had a moment, my sister and I were both like tearing up a little because I've been to other Muffins with Moms events. When Gabriel was in kindergarten, I went to one first grade, kindergarten, first grade. I don't remember. Sometime in Kentucky, I went to one, and like 30 moms showed up, which I get. People have to work, and that's fine. But it was it was intense and amazing. They had to make a food run at the 5 minute into the official start time because they were running out of food. So, yeah, that was amazing. It was so awesome. So, anyway, the reason why I'm home so late. We saw that it was getting really, really packed. So, not only was the line wrapped around, but every single table had people at it. So, there are 24 tables. I'm going to talk numbers. Hold on. I have to do this math out loud. So, no. 3 times 3 is 9 times 2 is 18, not 24. So there's 18 long tables, and every table was at least half full by the 5-minute mark, and it was wrapped around the gymnasium. So my sister and I were like, okay, kids, we love you. We're going to go to class, enjoy your day, work hard. My son is doing state testing today, so I hope that's going fine for him. Also, I didn't check in last night, and he got his new pair of glasses. I don't have a picture yet, but maybe by the end of the day I'll have a picture. Oh, in the Muffins with Moms, he has his new glasses. So I'll throw up one of those pictures again so you can see him in his new glasses. On a side note, he's way too big. So those are men's glasses because the children's glasses are too small for him. And those are the ones that he liked. Those are actually his backup pair because you can see the frames are a little bit wide for his face. So we got him a pair that is just a little narrower, but I got him a backup pair because he breaks his glasses like 3 to 4 times a year, and he would probably break them more if I replaced them super promptly. So he has a backup pair, which he's wearing today, and he has testing today. So I'm sending him good vibes right now. Anyway, gave my kids kisses, sent them off to class, and on my way out of the gym, I told one of the coordinators, she's like a paraprofessional, so she's support staff. So if kids have problems or if they need extra people to help with testing, or I think she does small group work sometimes, I told her if she needed me, I would be in the office or in the parent room, depending, because I know that on Wednesdays they often have IEP meetings. So, and they do those in the parent room. So I didn't want to plan on being in the parent room. And then I went to the office, and one of the secretaries is out today because personal reasons. And the other secretary was swamped because there's all these parents coming in and dealing with children coming in late and all of that. So I said, do you want me to just stay for a few minutes? I'm going to be here anyway because I offered to help clean the gymnasium. Do you want me to help you? And she said, first she tried to tell me no because she's that person who just, oh no, that's okay. In a good way, not in a, if she needed help, she would ask for it. But she's just very polite and doesn't want people to feel obligated or anything. And then I was like, do you want me to go sit at the other desk? I can't help with everything because I don't have access to look up students to do all of those things, but I can, tell children that they can go straight to class because they didn't mark tardies for the first hour of school today because of the event. So I did that. I shuffled children through the office. Um, I helped set up a child when students have accidents. They sit on a plastic bag on a chair while they wait for clothes to be dropped off to them, so I took care of that. I even paged a couple students to the Muffins with Moms because their parents knew their teachers. So I was able to look up the teacher and page. And then the secretary was like making a mental list of all the things that she needed to do. She's like, and I need to check the voicemails and I need to do this. And I was like, I can check voicemails. I can write you a list of what you need to do, who you need to call, that sort of thing. So I did that for her, and then Muffins with Moms ended, and they didn't need help cleaning the gym, and it had slowed down in the office, so I left. And oh my gosh, you guys, I love the school. The principal walked through, and he was like, "Oh, you look really nice behind the desk," and I was like, "Oh, thanks." And then he came back through before I left, and he was like, "Hey, make sure to put in hours for, helping behind the desk." And I was like, "Oh, okay," because I wasn't thinking that. I was just thinking, hey, I'm gonna volunteer and help out because these are my friends at the school, or this is at the very least this is where my kids go to school and I like to support them as I am able. So that was just really nice. He was like, "Yeah, we'll take care of you. Make sure you put it in. Don't forget." And then as I was leaving, the secretary was like, "Don't forget to put this in on your hours." So I'm going to do that. But I would have done it for free. Let's talk about some crafty things because I did some crafty things. Um, because I thought I wasn't going to be there very long. I finished the second fingerless mitt, which means that I recorded last night using my new tripod that a friend sent me so that I could do tutorials. I recorded last night. I do have to say that in the future, I might record this tutorial again because I'm still trying to figure out setup and stuff, but I will have that tutorial up soon. I think I am going to release it on Patreon for a month before I release it onto regular YouTube. So if you are super interested, my lowest Patreon level is $1. So for $1, you will be able to see those 2 tutorials. And I actually have 3 tutorials. So I will put all of those on Patreon as soon as they are edited. And then, yeah, and then they'll be available to you. So those will be available on Patreon for a month. I will say on my podcast when they are available, or when they will be available to everybody else. Actually, YouTube has a really cool thing where you can do premieres. So I don't know if I can or not premieres. Premieres? I don't know what it's called. It's where you can say that a video is coming out at a certain time. So maybe I'll try to do that. I'll look into it more. I don't know. I haven't done it. So anyway, I finished that mitt. And I don't have it downstairs because my boyfriend came downstairs and I was like, oh, hey, can you go put this where I put all of my things for recording my podcast? And he did. And then I was like, oh, I was going to record a little vlog. Whatever, it doesn't matter. So I finished that. And then I also am not paying attention on this piece enough. I forgot which increase row I was on. So I finished the mitt, and I had taken one other thing in with me, which was this right here. That is the spinning that I finished yesterday, and since I was going to take myself to the beach, I was going to take my spindle. So I wound that off. I wound that off at Muffins with Moms and had very many strange looks from parents, but whatever, I don't care. I really, really don't care what people think about my crafting. And I do it in public all the time. So I will be ready to start spinning some more fiber. I really, really, really want to start spinning the fiber that I got last week at the knit shop for the sweater. I really want to start spinning that. And I will talk more at length about how I plan on spinning it in a future episode of the podcast, but I really, really want to spin it. However, I still have a significant portion of the red alpaca fiber that I'm using as my secondary color in my shawl, and the Zany Crafts fiber that is I'm using as my contrast colors. So I want to finish those, and I'm thinking, because I gamify everything, that I will spin a spindle's worth of one of those fibers, and then I can spin a spindle's worth of my new BFL sweater fiber. I'm not going to count this as a spindle. You know what? Lies. I'm totally going to count that as a spindleful, but I am still planning on starting this this red alpaca fiber. It's really dark red. Okay, yeah, you can see it. I am planning on starting at spinning this much at least. I'm planning on starting spinning this single today. But I am also, now that I'm thinking about it, going to gonna start spinning that fiber, the other fiber. Maybe I'll talk about that on a vlog, but maybe on the podcast. Because I'm definitely going to talk about it on the podcast, and I wouldn't want it to be too boring for you having it talked about too many times. And I'm going to spin that a little bit thicker. I want to go for a 2-ply DK worsted, somewhere in there, because it's BFL, so I'm not going to make like a summer sweater. So I would like it to be a little bit more heavyweight. Yeah, that's my plan. Okay, so I wound off the fiber, I finished the mitt, and then I was sitting in the office helping out, and the handcraft club stuff is in a bin in the office. So I just grabbed a hook and I grabbed one of the less popular colors of yarn out of the bin, and I went ahead and started the bottom of this water bottle carrier thingy that I am just making up as I'm going. I am going to make it quite large circumference wise so that it can accommodate all of my water bottles. And when I was leaving the school, I just went ahead and cut the yarn so that I wasn't taking a whole skein from the kids' selection, and I just grabbed a gray out of my worsted collection at home. So I will be working on this today so that I can take it to the park with me. I don't know if I'll use it today since I'm not walking, but I will finish it today because why not? And then, yeah, that's all I have for you. I just want to keep talking because apparently I'm in a very chatty mood this morning. So I think I'm going to take myself no, I'm just going to hang out here because we're going to go to the park this afternoon. I will do some general cleaning. I will do general momming things around the house that are not very interesting. Probably watch a couple movies because today is Dear Heather. Today is your day off. You take this day off so that you're not burnt out by Friday. Stop trying to do all the things. Okay, so I'm going to force myself to chill out and craft and maybe watch the movies, maybe watch some podcasts, definitely edit the tutorials because I'm really, really excited about those. And then take my kids to the beach this afternoon. I am not going to take myself to 8 bajillion places today because then I will already be halfway to burned out, and tomorrow is hockey practice, and then Friday is driving to Ohio down to Cincinnati. So I need to take this day to calm down and rest up for the upcoming weekend. Okay, I'm looking at you, Heather. I'm looking. We're making eye contact. I just feel like very obviously. I need to calm down. It's a lovely drizzly day at the beach, but the drizzle is gonna go away in like 2 minutes. So then it'll be maybe sunny, which is what my sister's hoping for. Here comes the sun. Do do do.
different ways to start your spindle. This is how I start mine. Draft a little bit out, put it around the hook, and spin.